welcome to another video. Today it's discussion time because I got a really interesting comment on yesterday's vlog and I wanted to delve a little bit deeper behind my thoughts and also your thoughts about this topic. Now, I had filmed this as part of the waffle, but it ended up being about 20 minutes of footage, so I thought I would take it out and make it its own standalone video because I thought it was an interesting discussion topic. So yeah, I would be very interested to hear what you have to say about the thing that I'm going to talk about next. So like I say, this was part of the vlog, which is why it might be a little bit like, you know, not quite smoothly blending into what I've been saying here, but here goes. I did get a comment yesterday that has kind of sort of like made me think about stuff, because the comment was basically like, all you've been doing is sewing with Cobra Corsage, getting bored of it, especially if you don't like the print. It's just a bit repetitive. You used to try new patterns all the time and you don't seem to do that anymore. All you make is fit and flare dresses. It really got me thinking yesterday, because I love fit and flare dresses, and yes, that's basically what I feel most comfortable in. I do make a lot of them. I have made 31 pieces of clothing this year, 10 of which are from new to me patterns, and then a lot of them are repeats of previous patterns that I have made loads of, but then some of them are repeats of patterns that I've made maybe once before. I think, you know, 10 new patterns out of 31, so it still means I've made 21 repeats of different things. So I appreciate that I do repeat patterns quite a lot. But as I said in the 8577 review video, once you've put a lot of hard work into getting the pattern to fit you, and you enjoy it, and you enjoy making it, and you also, more importantly, enjoy wearing it, then I don't see anything wrong with doing repeats of that. I can appreciate that if I was doing like an in-depth video on every single make and it was just me making the same thing over and over and over again, that would get very boring. I did get a comment on the 8577 review video just saying, I'd love you to slow down the sewing because I can't see what you're doing. Well, there is an entirely separate standalone sew along for the 8577, which is why I was talking over the sped up shots of me sewing and had sped them up as much as they were, because it would have been overkill to teach you how to make the dress again in that video, which was meant to be a standalone review so that you could decide, having looked at that video, if you want to go and then watch the nearly 2-hour-long sew along, which is separated into parts. But still, you know, there's reasons that I make the videos the way that I do, especially if there is a sew along for the dresses that I'm making. I have made a couple of more fitted dresses, not for a while, because when I made them I loved them on me, but I felt very office appropriate, and I don't work in an office, and I just never reached for them, and they've since been donated. They were lovely dresses, but I just didn't feel comfortable in them day to day doing what I do. One of the things that the Curated Closet, which is a workshop that I have taken, recommends is identifying your needs and then buying your clothes accordingly. Now obviously I make my clothes, so I make my clothes accordingly. I know that I like to dress up. I know that I like fit and flare dresses. I know I like leafy and floral prints. There's very little geometric in here. There's very little pop art. There's very little in your, you know, the majority of the stuff that I buy is floral, leafy. In fact, looking at it, there are a few geeky prints in there, and I'm planning on October being Sew All My Geeky Fabrics month, because I think that would be really cool. I mean, I like leaves and I like florals. The solids is like a departure for me, is you know, pushing me outside of my comfort zone, because I just don't enjoy sewing solids. Now, this comment pointed out that this is my business as well, and as well as just me sewing for pleasure and for my own, you know, wardrobe and stuff. It is what I do for a living. That's very, very true, but I need to stay true to the things that I like and wear. There are so many trendy patterns that come out. There are so many patterns that come out that I really like the look of, but I just know that I would never get any wear out of them. For example, what I was going to do with the French Terry that I had, I was going to make one of these short bodycon dresses. I love the fabric and I really love those dresses, but I know I won't wear it. battery's dying, 2 secs. That's better, you have power. I know I just won't wear that dress, and I could make it up and I could make it really nice and I could style it and I could wear it in a twirl, and then it would go into my wardrobe never to see the light of day again, and that would be a really sad thing to happen to that fabric. I would rather give that fabric, or probably that dress, to probably end up being my niece, because she would be much more likely to wear it than I am. That's why I have switched and I have made or cut out a Diordo Sirocco. I have 2 of those in my wardrobe. I love them both. I wear them both. I feel comfortable in them. That is definitely a different style for me. It is way more bodycon than I usually would, but it feels kind of retro and 70-ish, and so I put mine on and enjoyed wearing it. So I thought, you know what, that would be a really good thing to do with that French terry, is make a Diordo Sirocco. I've made 5 in total. As I say, I've got 2 in my wardrobe still. I will have 3 once this one's done, and I'm not ruling out turning the rest of the French terry that I have down here into more of those, because I enjoy wearing them. I do enjoy experimenting. I do experiment. I like to, at least I think I like to think I experiment. You know, I've made that trapeze style dress last year and ended up loving it, and have made another one. I have made the 7945, again, very outside of my comfort zone, voted for by the Patreon peeps. Turns out that I love it. Would have made another one, except that the fabric I picked was a poor choice because it was semi-sheer, and that dress, the beauty of that dress is that it's unlined so that it's comfortable to wear in the heat. So I need to just find a different fabric for that one, and I will make another one of those. I do experiment, not as frequently as maybe some of you wish I did, but again, it's not like I can go and try a whole bunch of clothes on and try different silhouettes on and see if, oh, actually, you know what, I really love that. That was something that I was planning on doing back in 2019. I was planning on heading to a company that no longer exists, who did like a 4-hour personal shopper service where you didn't have to pay for the service, or there was no minimum spend, because I wanted to go in and just do a complete kind of like, I want to try on everything. Now I can totally do that myself next time I am in London. I'm planning on going at some point, staying overnight, doing the Goldhawk Road meetup, and then heading into the Oxford Street side of things, because I really want to go to Levi's to buy a pair of Levi's there. That's another thing, I really don't want to make my own jeans. I'm sorry, I don't wear them frequently enough that I want to make them. I do want to make trousers. I want to make wide leg trousers, maybe the Dawn jeans. Loads of people have been recommending that, but I know Levi's do the exact type that I want, and I know they do a fitting service at Oxford Street, so I can buy them that fit my hips and then have them tailored to fit my waist as well. And then I will plan on going to a department store and having a look into the personal shopping side of things and seeing if there's somewhere that does something similar. I mean, my plan with the previous one was that I was going to buy a couple of pairs of shoes so that the person helping me got a commission, because that's, I believe, how it works, and wasn't completely wasting their time. But it was a way for me to try on a whole bunch of different silhouettes that I wouldn't normally, or have never tried before, especially not since I have changed shape as much as weight as much as I have. And that was my plan, but obviously, you know, life happened, and that's no longer as easy a possibility, because number one, the company that I was going to do it with no longer exists, and number two, I don't have as easy access to London as I used to. So at some point I will go and do that. I'll have a weekend or a midweek trip up to London, get all that done, and it will be really fun. I will bring you guys along with me. But it's one of those ones where sewing, to try on a different style, you have to make it. And yes, you can make muslins, and I do make muslins. I've got another muslin back there. It's going to be a coat. I am going to persevere with that, but not in the height of summer, because no, it's going to be a wool coat. That would be ridiculous. But come autumn, I'm going to start persevering with that coat. And again, it's a new to me style, fit and flare, has a defined waist, big sleeves, and a peplum. So it's within my comfort zone, but it is a new to me style. I replied to the comment on the video, but the reason I'm bringing it up here as well is that I really hope that the channel isn't monotonous and it isn't getting boring for you guys. I am planning a whole bunch of new content coming through. I am really enjoying what I'm doing and making at the moment, which I think is really important as well. I know the majority of you guys are enjoying it as well, but I have to say that I have, over the years, I mean, I'm 43 years old, over the years I have refined my style to the point where I know what I like, I know what I feel comfortable in, I know what I enjoy making. Hopefully I'm still bringing you new tips and tricks and showing you little things, and then how I hack certain things, and how it's totally fine to have spent £18 on a indie pattern and then use it 40 times to make different looking dresses and jumpsuits and tops with, because you know, £18 on a pattern is a lot of money if you're only going to make it once. Cost per wear, you know, the whole kind of fashion influencer thing that they're like, cost per wear, you buy something expensive but then you wear it all the time, so it becomes much more affordable when you think about it in that sense. I mean, I also have a whole bunch of patterns that I haven't tried yet and that I'm going to. I have got behind you the Melilo, the French Poetry Lune dress, the Shelby dress that I've only made a muslin of. So yeah, there's 3 new patterns in the pile behind you that's not been cut out yet. I've got 3 patterns over there, the Deer and Doe patterns for my Make 9 that are currently, well, they will be up for a vote on Patreon from next Wednesday, and that will just be the order in which those ones get sewn, so that's going to be another set of new patterns. So I do try and throw in some new things as well as my TNTs, my tried and trues. For anyone that's going to say, you don't need to justify yourself, it's your channel, you can do what you want, I agree, and this is not me justifying myself, this is me acknowledging that the comment had really made me think, and it actually made me think to the point where I went through and I counted how many new patterns I tried this year, and I'm keeping record of exactly what I've made, the date that I've made it, and my collections, how much different things go into the collections, and the fact that there are so many tops and skirts and separates and shirts and stuff in this collection, not not all dresses, to me is a win, because it's really easy for me to just make dresses. So the fact that, you know, there's tops, shirts, skirts, jackets, trench coats, things in there as well, so it really made me think about what I've been making and the reasons behind why I make those things. And I thought it might be interesting to share with you guys my perspective on it, and then hear what you guys think as well, because I know a bunch of you do not like Cobra Corsage. I know some of you cannot watch Cobra Corsage because you are that phobic about snakes, and I totally get it. I absolutely love snakes. If I was allowed a snake as a pet, I would have had one, but Mum absolutely refused, which is fine, fair enough. Anyone watch Grey's Anatomy recently? Yeah. I am moving on to leaves, but there's going to be, over the next few months, a lot of leaves. Now, they are all different prints, so you might find that more interesting, but there's going to be a lot of leaves. Then there's going to be a lot of citrus, then there's going to be a lot of roses, then there's going to be more snakes, and then more leaves, and critters, and then some geek thrown in as well. October is going to be geek month. I have a lot of Doctor Who fabric, and zombie fabric, and square root fabric, and different, I've got some labyrinth panels that I want to make jumpers out of and things like that. I think what I'm trying to get to is a lot of the vloggers that I follow have very distinct styles. Whilst they dress in a variation on that theme, there is definitely a theme running through their channel, and I think you can say the same for me. There is definitely flare, floral, leafy theme running throughout my channel, because that's what I love. And I think the important part of making your own wardrobe is making things that you love and that you can't find elsewhere, which is why you're making it yourself, so it fits you amazingly and it's exactly what you want, and then you wear it. I love wearing my clothes. So yeah, that was a really long waffly kind of take on that one particular comment, which I did honestly find very interesting. And again, I'm so sorry if you're getting bored of seeing the same sort of thing over and over again, but there are lots of other channels out there, so if mine's not for you, that's totally fine. I hope you find somebody that does spark interest and joy for you. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Have you identified your uniform, as it were? Are you still experimenting? Have you found a particular silhouette that you love and that you make repeatedly, albeit with different, you know, style lines and tweaks, or the same pattern over and over again? by hand London Anna, I'm looking at you. So yeah, I would be really interested to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this, because I obviously want to make the channel as interesting for you as possible, but I also need to stick true to myself and make things that I love. I did make many different things when I was doing commissions for other people, but it just did not pay enough. So that's why I have stopped doing that. I take the odd commission every now and again. The last one that I did was a wedding dress for a very lovely customer, and she's finally got married and sent me photos of it, and I really enjoyed that process. But I very rarely take commissions now because this is just so much more fun and it is more lucrative, and I get at the end of the day I get to keep the projects that I'm making. So yeah, as I say, let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts and opinions on this, because I would really be interested to hear what you guys think. And if you want me to try and do something new on the channel, the next couple of months I am trying a new content schedule and a new way of filming stuff, so it'll be interesting to see how you guys feel about that. But yeah, thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Constructive thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.